Hey guys, sorry for the long overdue update on everything, but we've been having a lot of problems with our camera. It's been down over the past 6 months, and we haven't exactly had the funds to get a new one, but we're working on it. But in those 7 months, we have actually built a huge amount of Gunpla. I'm going to try and do this without getting the camera to black out again entirely. For that entire box, we got some awesome stuff over here. Master Grade Destiny, Master Grade Red Frame, Mizuta. I also have my little collection over here of awesomeness going on. You can see some of those. You also have to forgive me, I'm a little under the weather right now. But I figured since I was here and since I was doing this whole thing, might as well give you one small little review here of the high-grade UC Schuzrum DS, or Schuzrum DS, I'm not really sure how to pronounce it. I picked this up because I had actually won a contest from Gundam Store More, which you'll get to see the HGUC that I entered for that later. But I picked it up with my huge $100 bundle. I actually just built the kit today. Here it is, all nice and completed and finished. Looking pretty nice, and it's got a good color scheme and all that. It was a relatively quick build, for being, it is an older high-grade UC kit. It has to do with animals, those leaders playing in the background. But it is an older high-grade UC kit. This actually came out in the box 2009, so that's a little bit old. It is basically a rehashed Rick DS kit. All the parts are pretty much the same except for save the binders, and you get a different cap piece which goes right up here. But besides that, it is pretty much the Rick DS kit. So anyways, going right here, starting articulation. The head actually, it does not rotate 360, it only goes about that far. Either way, so it can only go 180. The headpiece up here actually opens up to reveal two little Vulcan pieces in there, but it looks kind of dumb and it's really flimsy, so I'm not going to mess around with it a whole lot. I'll go ahead and take these binders off here because they just get in the way. So, moving on, the chest here can rotate about that much in either direction. It's on just a single head going right up the middle. The arms can move forward and backwards just a little bit. They can rotate 360. They can rotate 360 right up here at the bicep. They only bend at about 90 degrees here. The hands rotate and wiggle. And this was actually something interesting that they did on this that I've actually not seen on any other high-grade kit. Just keep popping off. The index finger can actually move out, so it can be like it's pointing at something. It's like, I'm coming for you. That run. That's it for the arms. This little piece right here can move up and down. The shoulder moves in and out. It's actually independent from the arm. It's connected by a little thing in there. The front skirts here are independently moving of each other, which is pretty nice and another rare thing on the high grade line of UC. I'm so sick right now, it's not even funny. The side skirts can move out and in just a little bit, and you don't really get a whole lot of articulation with them. That also limits the side-to-side movement of the legs, which go out about that far right there. The knees, or the legs can go, they can go that far forward, You can only go that far back, which is limited by the back skirt over here. The knees can bend a little bit less than 90. I mean, sometimes you can get them to go a little bit more than that. A little bit, yeah, that's about all you can do with the knees. They're really limited on articulation. The foot goes up and down about that much, rotates just a tad bit, and moves side to side just a little bit. The binders, when attached onto the piece, which are just connected by these pegs, they can move up and down just a little bit, not a whole lot. And that's it for articulation. I mean, it's pretty limited. I mean, it's a bulky kit. It was based off of the, Rick Diaz, Rick Dom. Yeah, that's it for articulation. Overall, it was actually a relatively okay kit. I mean, the limited articulation was really bad. There's seam lines absolutely everywhere on this kit. I don't know if you can see, from like the back of the legs, you can see those lines real bad. Also keep in mind that this is straight build. I have not painted or panel lined this yet, which I intend to at some point or another. These pieces right up in here on the gray on the arm, right there, that should be the same orangish red as everything else, but it isn't. It's just molded all of one solid piece, and that was kind of disappointing. There's a lot of loose, rickety parts on this thing, but I mean, the joints all hold pretty solid for the most part. You know, you're not going to get, the arms aren't going to be dropping the weapons every 2 seconds, so it'll hold what it needs to hold. It's just a little, Anyways, on to weapons and accessories here. So drop that. You got the clay bazooka, which is just one big chunk of gray plastic here. You get the 2 beam pistols here, which are kind of derpy looking. And you get the pretty nice green beam saber and beam saber handle. All the weapons except for the beam saber can be stored on the kit itself. The clay bazooka actually hooks into either one of these right here. You just clip it in there and it holds in. The beam pistols hook in right in this section here, and they both hold pretty well. And I've yet to find a place to store the beam saber on this thing, but whatever. So that's it for, that's it for the Schuzrum DS. Overall, it's not a bad kit. It's certainly not a great kit, but if you're a fan of the Rick Diaz and you're a fan of Zeta Gundam and you want to collect all the Zeta model kits, definitely get it. I mean, it's really not a horrible kit at all. It's just, it's older, so expect a few problems here and there. And if you're one of the more experienced modelers, painting and fixing those seam lines really isn't going to be a problem for you at all. So overall, I'd give it about a 7 out of 10 for the whole kit. So, and going back to what I said earlier with those kits that I showed you over there, we do have a lot of good ones. David is out of town. He's been out of town this whole weekend. I was hoping to get a review done with him this weekend, but we do have plenty of reviews coming up for you. I showed you the whole box filled with them. Well, we got tons and tons of reviews. Hopefully we can start getting those up and we'll start pouring them out again. And yeah, that's about it actually. Yeah, okay, a few more things actually came with this Rick DS I forgot to mention. You get the Schuzrum DS headpiece, which I chose to use the regular Rick DS one. I don't know, I just didn't like the look of this one. And then you get these 2 kneecap pieces, which I guess are for the original Rick DS. I chose to use the Schuzrum ones. And then you get these pipes, which I have not seen used for anything. I don't know if you guys can see those. They weren't in the instructions, they weren't anywhere, so I've got no idea where to put them. But yeah, that's it for the kit, and hopefully we'll have plenty of reviews up for you guys soon. In the meantime, take it easy, guys.